Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 2, Episode 3, and today we're back at the start of October to face league leaders AFC Telford. It will certainly be a tough test for us as we've still got a ridiculously small squad, but we're just about keeping our heads above the water, and we'll take a look at that in a bit more detail soon. But we start on the profile of James Morris, partly to avoid spoilers of course, but also because he is coming into form now. 6 goals in the league in 15 appearances, 2 added in the FA Cup as well. He has become quite a crucial star for us and he's really helped us to get some success. You can see we're playing on a Monday night. We're not being helped at the moment, to be honest. We've not got a strong enough squad in the FA Cup, so we're ending up going to replays, and that means we've got 4 games in 7 days in those weeks, even though we've only got a 15-man senior squad. But before we look at how we've been getting on in detail, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to support the series. I really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It does make such a difference for the series. And if you have missed any of it so far, then do catch up in the eye above. There's a link to the entire playlist so you can catch up from the very beginning. Another quick opportunity as well for me to thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it and didn't expect it at the beginning. We've only been going just over a year now, so it really is fantastic to see. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and if you're new, please subscribe for daily FM20 content. Let's aim for 1,100 and hopefully we can get close to that target towards the new year. But I really appreciate all your support. It's helping my motivation greatly, especially when we're struggling with Kettering Town. We're just about keeping our heads above the water, actually up in 15th as it stands. You can see we've drawn over half of our league games. We've just tried to make ourselves quite hard to beat, but there's a big range of teams on 11 points in the relegation zone, and it's just a couple of defeats and we could be right down there. The problem today is that we play top side Telford, and then we've got top half Southport away from home afterwards, so I'm a little bit concerned that run could start now, as we play 4 teams in the top half in succession, and we've also got an FA Cup tie in the middle. You can see we've got 5 games in 10 days there. It really is getting impossible to manage, as our director of football still hasn't done anything. No more signings, no more sales. He almost let Philby go, which was a bit of a joke. If we'd lost another first team pro, we would have been in trouble, but fortunately he rejected the offer. So if we go to the transfer centre, he's still trying to loan 1 player in, but again this one's been dragging on for weeks, so I don't know it's going to be successful. He's another central midfielder, but we'd have to play him at right back. We really need a bit more strength in depth there. And also, despite the fact it's got to sacking season, we haven't yet seen any jobs come up that are realistic. There seems to be a few in sort of League 1, League 2 level, 2.5-star teams that are going, and then there's half-star teams in the Welsh Premier League, but nothing in between, as you can see. In very insecure jobs, there's not really anything going either, so we're looking now at the insecure jobs. The sacking season seems to be coming a bit later. Probably Barrow's one we're looking at. They're in the National League relegation zone at the moment, and even the likes of Altrincham and Boston in this league, if they've got a bigger squad, will probably take the job. There's plenty of League 2 ones going, but I don't know that we're ready for that yet, although we could take a punt on the jobs in the bottom 2, depending on whether they become available, of course. We have got that first coaching badge, but our reputation's still nothing really, so it's going to be very difficult for us to get that sort of job. Still a minimal reputation, though we are meeting all of our expectations with Kettering, though unfortunately it doesn't show the circumstances we're working in, so it doesn't show just how well we're doing. But let's go and have a look at the schedule to see what's been happening since the last episode. A busy month, especially because of the FA Cup ties. So after you were with me for the Stockport game, we're actually unbeaten since, but despite that we've only won 1 league game in 2 in all competitions, and remarkably 7 of the 9 have been draws, as we've struggled to get past lowly opposition. My worry with this stage is, although we're picking up points, we have been playing all the sides below us in the league, and we've now got a really tough run to come, so I was kind of hoping a job would come up now, and we'd be able to get out before we got exposed. But after that Stockport game, we drew 2 all away at Altrincham, an awful start in the first 10 minutes, and this is when we switched to a 4-4-2, Morris and Pearson both getting a goal. I think that might be Pearson's last goal actually, but we'll look at the new tactic for this game today. Merthyr we drew 1-1 at home against. Kenny Johnson, the young left winger, with an equaliser. Off the bench, has no technical ability, but he seems to be doing alright so far. He's got 2 in the FA Cup as well, so he really has done okay for us. We drew 1-1 away at Leamington. Daniel and T got the goal there, and look who scored the equaliser for the home side. Mikhail Kennedy, a Torquay hero for us last year. In the FM19 One Club story, he was a player who was sensational for us. Away to Corby in the FA Cup. Kenny Johnson and James Morris nicked us a replay after we fell 2-0 behind to lowly Corby. And then a 2-1 win at home to Lowestoft in the league, Williams and Carter with the goals. Then at home to Corby in the replay, we won 2-0 thanks to the same scorers again, Johnson and Morris scoring in both ties, and thankfully it got us through to the third qualifying round. Then 3 boring 1-1 draws in a row. Gloucester were the first of those. Daniel and T with the equaliser for us, before a 1-1 draw at Boston thanks to James Morris. In almost all of these games we've been falling behind and been forced to get a way back into it. The exception being this Warrington game. We dominated another youngster scoring, Josh Holt from the under-18s. Again, not much ability, but we had to play him. And unfortunately, despite being the better side, Jim Wilcock managed to get an equaliser. So we've got them coming up on Thursday again, and we're going to have to play a youth team because it's only 2 or 3 days either side of the fixtures, and it's making things really difficult for us to succeed here, and we've had to promote some of the under-18s as a result. So if we look at the squad now, it looks a bit bigger, but only because we promoted 7 youth players. We've had to get them into the first team to give us a chance, and I'm hoping they'll be able to succeed for us today. We've also promoted Joe Mazzaro from the under-23s, as well as Trey Mitford, the left winger and striker. They're all pretty average players, but we need a bit of strength in depth, and they're the players that are giving it to us, so you can see why we're struggling in the FA Cup. But all in all, I'm absolutely baffled with 15th, and I don't know if you'll agree, because on the face of it, it looks like we're just about doing alright. But for me, this is probably one of our greatest achievements. We've got such a young side, we've got no quality whatsoever. Only 14 or 15 players at senior level, including 2 goalkeepers of course, and we're just about managing to survive at this level, and for me that's a remarkable achievement. So let's go and have a look at today's fixture. We're going to be playing top of the league Telford at home, and we'll also be introducing you to our new tactic as we come into this in decent form, though not quite as strong as Telford. I'm just trying to work out why Mike Dean's refereeing this game. Is it the Mike Dean? It is. He's been managing Championship and Premier League games all season. I saw he got relegated out of the elite group, but he's now doing a National League North game. Seems a slightly unrealistic appointment, as we've got a very poor pitch today, though it doesn't matter because we won't be playing much football. So this is the tactic we've gone for now. It's a variation of a 4-4-2, and we're just trying to get the best players on the pitch and get them in their preferred roles, with the exception of Carter, who's there for balance, but it has worked well for quite a few. So Hartshorn, the lone centre-half, has really done well since going into a back 4, has improved greatly, and Williams has got a bit better too. Lundstrom and Kennedy are finding a bit of form, particularly Lundstrom's improved slightly, and Daniel and T's come into the lineup, and he's started to be a bit of a revelation. Most importantly, we've been hard to beat. We're playing slightly different tactics as well, so we're also trying to get it wide now, pass it into space, get the ball into the box. We're not trying to press too high up the pitch, though we are making sure we go to a normal level, as we were sitting too deep and letting pressure on us before. So it's an interesting game. We're still playing quite long, but it's not really working out too badly for us. We can't play any of the youngsters on the bench today because they all played that FA Cup tie 2 days ago, so not many of them are actually fit, and we're trying to rest them for Thursday's replay. So our starting 11's pretty strong, but the bench has got almost no game changers at all. We've got Manny and them starting in between the sticks, Vidal and Scars the fullbacks, Hartshorn and Williams combining at centre-half, Lundstrom and Kennedy in central midfield, Carter on the left of midfield as an inverted winger on support. We've got Scars on a bit more of an automatic duty to overlap, whereas Vidal's sitting as a defensive fullback, and T's over on the right-hand side, and then Pearson's dropped to a support duty as a target man, with James Morris playing ahead of him as the advance forward. So it seems to be working okay, but we are looking for a job pretty desperately, and we haven't used this formation against a side this good yet, so I'm interested to see how it goes today. Let me know in the comments if you think we'll sneak another point, but I think it might be a difficult day at the office. Well, a narrow diamond for Telford, and that's never a good sign for us. They've got some really good players in that side, a properly good team, and you can tell why they're top. I think this is going to be a very long afternoon. We of course lost heavily to Stockport in the last episode, still playing our back 5 at that point, so I've no idea how this one's going to go. Let's just see if we can get on the front foot. We'd expect to concede quite a lot of possession. Of course Telford playing with 4 central midfielders, but if we can get in behind and expose their centre-backs, I'm sure our front 2 will be able to take advantage. 5 minutes gone, we've had no threat so far, and there's only been 1 shot in a game, which wasn't worthy of being seen on camera. We've got a throw-in on the right with Vidal though, playing a 1-2 with Lundstrom there. Can we get it out and create something? It looks like we're being forced backwards, though Hartshorn goes over the top. Morris flicks it on, a Street was there, but it's straight into the arms of the keeper. Not quite sure why that was a worthy highlight of being seen, although Telford could spring a counter of course. A long ball forward which Williams intercepts. He goes up to Pearson, the target man, and Carter holds it up for Joe Joe Scars. A good challenge, but it stays on the left wing with us. Scars going into the middle to Lundstrom. Space for T, but he's not managed to get in behind. In the end, he's gone back to Lundstrom again. And T down the right-hand side from Vidal. At the byline with a chance to cross. Carter's at the back stick and brings it down. Cuts it back for Scars. Long shot from over the bar. It's not the best effort in the world. He just managed to lean back and get under it. 15 gone though. The signs are pretty promising. We certainly look like we're at least competing. It's a goal kick which Manny Idem will take long down the right-hand side to T. Great pass actually. He doesn't do that too often. And T holds it up for Vidal, the right back. Over the top, Morris in one-on-one. Can he finish? He can't. It's a great save by the keeper for Telford. And we've got our first corner of the match here. Vidal's going to take it the right back. Into the back post to Pearson. Loses out to Street, the defender in the air. And Morris is there to recycle possession. He's got a man down the left-hand side in Carter. Trying to beat his man to get a cross in. He can't do that. It's deflected out for a throw. But we really are looking quite decent in this match. Scars is taking the throw in. Still in that attacking position with Kennedy. 1-2 into Morris. Great finish at the front post. We lead the league leaders, Telford. And we've never looked this good this season. Almost every match report says we're lucky to draw. But today we take a deserved lead against Telford. Quite direct play, but a really nicely worked goal. A 1-2 on the wing. The central midfielder playing simple. Scars using his ability to cross, Morris finishing. And now Pearson's coming forward again. Oh, what a goal that is. From absolutely nowhere. The commentary, I wasn't bracing myself for a shot. Then from 35 yards, Pearson just drilled it along the ground. And he dribbled into that bottom corner next to the post. The keeper got down, but he could not get a touch on it. White with a throw in for Telford. They're coming straight back at us. We're 2-0 up against the league leaders here. Maybe Telford thought it would be an easy game, as Manny Idem makes a brilliant save from a long-range effort. Walker's shot tips over the bar, and now we've got to defend the set piece. But what a performance this has been today. You can see we look more comfortable in a back four. I've got to say we haven't played like this in the last run though. Although we've been unbeaten in 9 games, we've really looked unconvincing in the most part. His Scars on the left to Kennedy. Can we get the same combo going again? Unfortunately not. Kennedy goes backwards. He's conceded possession on halfway. Not like this. This isn't the way we want to let them back into it. Dinanga through. Idem saves the day. Brilliant goalkeeping by our number one. Awful pass Kennedy. That's not what we want to see. And why they're playing backwards I don't know. We go direct so this doesn't happen as Williams heads the corner away. It's Walker again on the edge of the box. Into Deeney unmarked. He finds Cowans. Great save. Idem again. In fact it may have hit the post. They've given a goal kick. It looked like the keeper got a touch on it. 25 gone. Telford starting to create chances, but we still lead 2-0 and we've got something we can hang on to. It's Lundstrom at right back going to Vidal. Lundstrom getting caught in a defensive area there. He finds T on the right and we've got 2 in behind if we can find them. And T gets it up to Pearson, the target man. Flicks it on, but only as far as White, the left back. He clears it long for Telford. Hartshorn brings it down in the middle. Plays it to Williams, who goes long again. And T's not able to get on the end of it. It's Cowans in midfield for Telford. Back to Deeney, who goes long. Vidal hacks it away with his left boot. And he's headed away, but only as far as Carter. And we've got another chance to create a counter-attack. Back to Scars, the left back on halfway. He's going long down the pitch. Pearson's in one-on-one. He's got a chance to make it 3, but he spoons it high over the bar. A really poor effort from the target man. We'll forgive him because he's got a goal and been brilliant so far today, but it was a golden chance to put this game out of sight. As it is with 2, Telford have got a chance. And T gets it on the right to Vidal. Over the top to Morris, who's in again. Can we make it 3? Another great save by the keeper. This is the best we've looked all season. We're playing by far the best side in the division. Maybe they haven't turned up. Maybe they thought it was going to be easy. But we have been absolutely sensational as Morris comes into the box again. Hartshorn finds him for a second time on the right and he tries to cross it into the box. Street clears away. The highlight ends and now it's a Telford attacking throw. Deeney picking it up on the left hand side. He finds White and now Cowans. They're playing some lovely football and keeping possession quite well, but they haven't created too much yet as Walker goes for another long range effort, but this guy's comfortably over the bar. 5 to the break, it's another Telford corner. They're really starting to get on top here. Williams with a header, Lundstrom away. Idem saves it and it's deflected in. Idem saved it and then Vidal's gone and put it in his own net. Absolutely awful from the right back. And we could do with that new loanee as soon as possible. It means the Leeds just won at the break. We've been absolutely sensational and probably didn't deserve that. But Vidal's not a good defender and that showed in the way he reacted to that one. So we're going to tell the lads to keep it up because it's been by far our best performance of the season. And hopefully in the second half we'll play the same again and be able to sneak the 3 points. Into the second half then, it's James Morris with a kick-off, Pearson back to Williams at centre-half. Can we create something and restore our 2-goal lead, or is it going to be defensive work from here on in? Carter on the left back to Scars. Got a chance to go forward but finds Kennedy. Scars over the top, Pearson will chase it, but that's a little bit of a hit and hope. I don't think he was ever going to get there. Vidal on the right hand side again, we're coming forward with a long ball, Sutton intercepts though and they're coming forward Telford, though Vidal manages to get there again. Long ball towards Morris, Pearson's in behind him, couldn't find him though, goes wide to N.T. There's 2 in the box if he can get the ball in, Pearson's there and scores, what a cross from Daniel N.T. Ronaldo Pearson puts it in, a poacher's finish, he's refound his goal scoring touch and we look a different side today. What on earth is going on here? It's a pleasant surprise but I'm surprised nonetheless, with 3-1 up against the leaders Telford. And now we've got another attacking corner. Vidal's putting it in the outswinger, headed away to the edge of the box, though Walker's not going to get there first. Kennedy and Carter combine to intercept, long ball in behind which is cleared away, and now Dinanga can counter for Telford, Walker getting the ball in the centre circle. Out to Cowans on the left, back to Walker again in the middle, plenty of men streaming forward for Telford. Cowans picks it up for the 3rd time, and this looks like it could be a threatening attack. Out to the left hand side to White, delivers to the back post, Williams heads away. Carter can't get there though and it falls for Walker. Lundstrom and Kennedy combine to block. Morris coming away on the counter though. It's a 2-on-1 and he's run through the lot of them. Morris is in 1-on-1. It's a brilliant save by the keeper. We really need Reece Kavanagh's composure, though he did brilliantly to create himself a chance there. Morris has been sensational, as has Pearson up there, and again we've got another corner and another chance to extend our lead. A poor one from Vidal headed away at the front post. Carter picks it up to Vidal again. Into the box, Morris can't get there and it's cleared long downfield by Telford. What a performance, we're back with a throw at left back, White takes it to Deeney for Telford, and it's long downfield though Williams intercepts. He's looked like a bit of a Rolls Royce today. Is Walker in the holding role for Telford, long ball forward towards Williams, Dinanga plays it back to him and just as I say that, Williams got completely out of position, but Telford wastes the chance, it goes miles wide and thankfully we survive at 3-1. It's been a really good display, we've had 9 shots on target, probably could have scored 1 or 2 more, and with 20 to go we will think about changes, but I don't want to make any substitutions if we can avoid it, because the substitutes bench will significantly weaken us. His Scars at left back again, long ball forward towards Morris who is looking a little bit tired now. We did get a warning to say he'd picked up a knock as Lundstrom gets on the end of the clearance, and T charging down the right, he's had a good game as well, finds Morris who beats his man again, into the box, White intercepts, and now it's a chance to counter for the away side. Dinanga's running through the lot of them, Hartshorn gets back and blocks it, brilliant play from the centre half. He's become a different player since we've gone to a back 4. Walker to Sutton and long for Telford. Vidal's going to get there though. They keep playing it wide and they've got no width at all, and Morris will get on the end of this long ball. He's got Pearson in the box if he can find him. Goes back to N.T. instead. A chance to deliver perhaps into Pearson. Good save and well held by the keeper. We're creating chances galore in this game. We can't have had more shots on target in a game this season. 10 to go and we will make a change in a moment. I think we're going to bring on either Massaro or Mitford. We need to give a rest to James Morris as we may need him to save the day in the FA Cup. Massaro's not as quick though he is a better finisher. Not sure which one's best to be honest. Can Mitford play as an advanced forward up there? He can, so we're going to bring him on and he's going to play for the last 10 minutes. 3-1 with 10 to go. Can we complete this almighty shock? 5 minutes left, time to make tactical tweaks, time waste all the time, slow the pace down when the keeper's got it, just need to get rid of a few more seconds. We will make our 2 changes as we go along as well. On the left wing we're going to take off Carter, I'm not quite sure who we can bring on for him, so in fact we're not going to make that sub at all. We've got Massaro who can come on up front, again not really worth doing it, and we've got Luke Graham and Gareth Dean, but again there's no one for them to come on for, so I'm going to wait until the 90th minute. Massaro can come on for Pearson in stoppage time. We just want to see out the last few minutes. I'm not in a rush to make substitutions. We don't want to weaken the side and risk anything silly, as this would be such a famous result. Although Telford are in down the left here, Vidal can't keep up, though he gets back to make a brilliant block, though it falls for White in midfield. Into Idem, who makes a really good save for us, holds on to it for a few seconds as well, and it looks like this one could be our day. We've really deserved the result on this performance. Idem with a long kick downfield, Pearson can't get on the end of that, Walker able to bring it out again, as Telford Telford charging forward with 4 up front. Cowan's in behind, he's got a chance, good save Idem, and we're going to make some tactical tweaks now as we're getting overrun a bit as Telford have changed shape. And T's going to drop to the right of midfield, Scars is going to be a fullback on defend, they're playing 3 up front and we need to protect ourselves. We're also going to bring on a holding midfielder. So I'm just seeing if Dean or Graham can play there. Dean is a bit of a makeshift holding midfielder, Graham can't play there at all though, so Dean's going to come on for Pearson, just sit in front of the back 4, Mitford will stay on his own up front, and we're just going to see it out for the last few seconds. Dean can play as an anchor man on defend, I'm sure that probably suits him best as a centre half, and we're just going to sit 10 behind the ball, as well as drop into a balanced mentality. So let's get back into it, see if we can hold on for what would be an unbelievable result. Well, 4.5 minutes have gone. Of the 4 minutes added on, I think we've done it, you know. The league leaders, Telford, I did not expect this today. And T picks it up on the edge and we're finishing on the attack. But the full-time whistle goes, we win 3-1. Who expected that 10 minutes ago? An absolutely remarkable game of football and the best we've looked since I joined the club. A wonderful result, a brilliant performance from the boys. And now we have to turn our attention to the FA Cup. The youth team are going to be back in the starting lineup and hopefully producing something special. We actually move within a place at the top half and 8 points clear of the relegation zone, and hopefully that'll raise our stock in the managerial market as jobs become available at National League level. So Pearson was the top player today, scored a wonderful goal from 35 yards, and Morris up front with him were a brilliant combination as we now go 7 games unbeaten. We've only won 2 of them, both home games, but beating the leaders is a brilliant achievement, and what a fantastic position we're in at the moment. I didn't expect to be this far clear of relegation. So let's quickly have a look at the schedule to see when we might next be back, although of course it could depend on whether other jobs come up. There's some big games coming, particularly 3 home games in a row at the end of the month and start of the next one. So Gateshead, Kingsling and Hereford. Of course we might be in the FA Cup first round too. There's some qualifiers to come in that sense. Hereford up in 5th, we'll show that one on camera at the start of November, just showing you the first home game of every month. As much as we've had a good run, we've got a lot of the top sides coming up now, and quite a few of those on the road as well, so I am worried we could get dragged back into it, though today's result certainly helps. But if you did enjoy this episode and that wonderful surprise performance, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments how on earth you think it happened, and if there's anything else I can do to improve the tactic. I'm remarkably upset that we still haven't signed any players. I've got to say that's a bit of a disgrace, to be honest. Still nearly £4 a week on the wage budget available, and we're yet to get anyone to come in. We're relying on 15 players and it may harm us in the FA Cup on Thursday, before Saturday's game at Southport will be affected as well, but after that we've got a little bit of a break and hopefully these lads can get a breather. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content from my 2 long-term stories. This one, the head coach, will be back in 2 days' time, with our Dorking Wanderer story back tomorrow, so I do hope you'll come and join me for that one, and you can catch up with that story in the eye above as well if you have missed any of the playlists so far. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the series as always. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for another important episode where fingers crossed we can pull off another surprise result.